Alrighty, howdy neighbors and welcome back to Forgotten, Not Lost. Last time, our wife died, and he's our character, our main man, our main boy. At the funeral for her and all that, everybody came, was like, we're gonna help you bury her, and they go, thank you. And he's realizing that he is showing the same symptoms that his father had on his final days. He's like, damn, I think I'm going too. This game is sad. Let's keep going. I suddenly feel as if a dark, murky cloud is trying to enter my mind again. I bite on my lip, closing my eyes and exhaling deeply, hoping that the simple action will drive that cloud away. However, it seems that my willpower at this age doesn't do much anymore. I'm suddenly very tired, I'm sorry. Old fool, go rest. Rude! You're against my house! I nod slowly, numbing onto my feet unsteadily, and heading to my room. Madeline walks beside me until I reach my bed, holding my arm to support me. When I slowly get into bed, I sigh, looking up at the ceiling. There are days when when walking seems harder and more tiring to me. It seems to be one of those days. I wonder if I'll remember her. Ooh, my wife. I think I will have an issue with that. I feel my mind going these days. I hear soft footsteps entering the room. I also wonder. Madeline sits on the edge of my bed and smiles at me softly. What do you think about now? Yeah, share it with us. Young girl, still in her odd costume, climbs onto the bed. Get up and smile and pat her head. I said that I had a daughter, right? Can't think well again. Please let me say everything I want to say before I forget it all. Madeline squeezes my hand encouraging me to continue. I wonder if my daughter will be happy to see me. I swallow hard. And me too. Trying to get a grip of myself. It seems I'm getting more and more emotional these days. I'm sorry that I didn't have a chance to do all the things that I promised her. Maribel looks at me and beams cheerfully. I'm sure she'll be happy to see you. I smile, patting her head. I don't know about that, but thank you. I turn to my other guest, Madeline, and give her a grateful smile. Thank you. Close my eyes, sighing happily. I've gotten what I want to say off my chest. But it's okay, darkness in my mind. You can come take me now. A strange feeling of something moist on my bed wakes up. Oh. In my half-asleep state, I didn't understand what was happening until I was hit by the repugnant stench emanating from the mattress as I sit up. I've swallowed myself again. This is embarrassing. This will be especially embarrassing if my guests find out. I have to clean myself up before they wake up. I almost call for Madeline's help, and I remember that she won't be here to clean up after me anymore. I shake away the pang of misery. I need to focus. My guests will be getting up anytime soon. Quietly getting out of bed, I head to the wardrobe and retrieve a fresh pair of pants and towels, forcing to wash myself up. I nudge the door open lightly, praying that it doesn't creak. Pausing in front of the door. To make sure the coast is clear, I carefully make my way out of the room. Oh. Well, we're screwed. Sorry, did I wake you? Aw, no. I stepped into my tracks and was jumping out of my skin. I suddenly hear Madeline's cheerful voice behind me. I slowly turn around and give her what I hope is a normal smile. Oh, don't worry, I woke up by myself. I couldn't sleep. Do I want to make some tea for you? Maybe that'll help you go back to sleep. I shook my head frantically, for once turning down tea, in hopes of ending the conversation as soon as possible, before she noticed my situation. She gives me a strange look, possibly because of my urgent expression on my face, and her eyes on the towel in my hand. I didn't take a bath. Isn't it rather late in the night for that? The young maiden smiles innocently. I fumble in my head for a possible excuse, come up with nothing. Bowing my head ashamed, I barely manage a whisper. I swallowed myself. My eyes on the ground, too ashamed to look at her reaction. Well, don't worry. It's quite okay. Do you help cleaning up? I know someone who kept doing that too, so I know what to do. She must be saying that out of her kindness, bless her heart. It is most embarrassing being a man of my age. No, I would say that it's exactly because of man. Oh, no, I would say that it is exactly because you're a man of great age. You should not be embarrassed about this. I think your kind attempt for making me feel better. You smile before motioning at the bathroom. For the stench, I'll go and wash my clothes after taking a bath. Madeline laughs. Clear, beautiful laughter, seemingly oddly familiar. It's your wife! Don't fret about this. If you want, I can wash your clothes for you. Just use out of them given to me. I frowned. It is, in a little manner of speaking. It is a messy affair. It seems inappropriate to ask my guests to handle this for me. But it's okay, I can take care of this myself. Madeline received with a gentle smile. Let me help. I had a lot of practice. It's also the least I could do to repay you for letting us stay for this long. I hesitate, but eventually relent. Madeline reminds me to go take a bath. I call for her when I'm done. I hurry to the bathroom to clean myself up and switch to fresh, clean clothes. I hate this game. When I start to let her know that she can come back, Madeline immediately returns and holds out her hands for my dirty clothes. I hate this game. I can feel my emotions like getting up, and I don't want that. I wanna be calm, cool, and collected, and I am struggling. But we're good. Everything is good. Everything is fine. We're all good here. There you go, thank you. I still feel terrible about asking you for help. Madeline shakes her head kindly. Like I said, I'm happy to help. I'll also take care of your mattress for you, if you like. I couldn't possibly ask you to go to all this trouble. Let me. And while you wait for the new mattress, so you can go back to sleep, can you please go make sure that my daughter is still fast asleep? Of course. I'm sorry again, Madeline. Of course, I will remember it. Yes, you will. And she waits before leaving. I make my way over to the child's room, where Maribel is laying on the bed, snoring gently in her sleep. The toy she always has to hold out of her hand, and pick it up from the ground, staring at it and turning it over my hand. What kind of person would make a plush toy for his daughter anyway? Is it not a doll? And what is with the tomato costume? I sit on the edge of her bed and smile at Maribel fondly. She looks even more innocent and sweet while she's asleep. If only my daughter was still around. She would have great fun with you. The girl is smiling in a silly manner, the expression of pure bliss on her face, as she dreams. I stroke her hair gently. I'm gonna hang it out to dry. Madeline's soft voice makes you turn around. That was fast, thank you. My pleasure to help. She noticed my hands on her daughter's head and gives me a gentle smile. She is rather adorable, isn't she? I need all of this to stop. Yes, she is. If my daughter was still alive, I sigh, unable to finish the sentence. I try to get to my feet, stumbling unsteadily. Madeline rushes to support me, but I wave her off. I can still walk, my dear. I'm just trying to help, just in case, sir. Sir? A sarcastic tone of the word is so familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. Go and get some good rest, sir. Alright, it's still the middle of the night. I should head back to bed and get more rest. Thank you again for all your help. I can take care of it from now on. I will bring the clothing and the mattress in tomorrow morning, after I feed Maybelle, and after Madeline's breakfast. Probably should be returning from this trip soon. Madeline sighs inexplicably. Right. Good night. Before I leave, I bend down a little and place the toy into Mirabelle's hands. Her grip immediately tightens around the toy. It seems she's rather attached to her cow companion. I smile. The girl is adorable. Well, back to bed then. Old fool, wake up. I wake up at the start, holding upright on the bed and looking around. It's the farmhouse. I must have fallen asleep. What time is it? I have to go feed Maybelle. Madeline will scold me if I fail to feed Maybelle again, and she has to do it instead. I pull the clam out of the bed and rush out of the room. Mirabelle's already sitting at the table, and looks up with a warm smile when I enter. Madeline, sitting at the sink with her back to me, turns around as the sun steps. Good morning, both of you. Morning, Father. When I had just clutching her favorite plush toy, a cow. Madeline, on the other hand, is cooking. Morning, fool. Strumming as always, I see. I sigh and already have one hand on the doorknob when I remember with a jolt. Right. Maybelle's passed on. What a shame. The milk she gave us was great. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Yes, a shame. Come sit down and have breakfast. Bacon sausage, perfect. How was school, Mirabelle? Mirabelle coughs a little, looking at Madeline, who's too busy making tea to notice. I pat her back gently in concern. It is good. We learned lots recently. It's good. Study hard. You know, your mother who can barely get past school without me. Oh, don't be like your mother who could barely get past school without me. Madeline shoots me a look with a smile that says something along the lines of, "You'll pay for that work later." I go, averting my eyes and opting to focus on cutting up my bacon instead. My eyesight must be worsening. It seems this sausage keeps rolling away from me, even though I know for sure that I have been aiming right. However, the sound of the fork and knife against the plate makes it evident that I've failed. Let me help, Father. She moves beside me and holds my hands gently, guiding them to the food. Thank you, Mirabelle. I'm not so old as to need you to do that. Mirabelle smiles awkwardly. Madeline sighs loudly, drawing my attention. Old fool. Drink your tea before it gets cold. I wonder if I'm truly an old fool. Am I missing something? Or else why do you keep calling me that? Madeline smirks before looking at me smiling. Nope, nothing at all. Struggling to chew slowly on my bacon. Well, it tastes a bit too salty today. That suits me just fine. I'm already halfway through the bacon when I notice that Mirabelle and Madeline are just sitting there drinking tea. Aren't you two gonna eat? They shake their heads. Woke up late. We've already eaten. I nod slowly, accepting their explanation. I've slipped in. It must be a weekend today if Mirabelle is not in school. So I suppose a little more sleep than usual is justified. It's a weekend, so that means we should head out as a family later. Should we go to the wishing well later? Father, I don't think I'm going to go so far. Oh, it'll be fun. Nope, not happening. Okay. Madeline refills my cup of tea as she speaks. Or not. Saddened by her refusal, I try to plead at her with my eyes. You're not at that age anymore. We could just climb up hills whenever you want. Fall silent. Maybe you're right. However, we're the same age. I point at Madeline in triumph at besting her in her argument, but something strikes me as odd. I have my mouth to try to point it out, but I can't quite verbalize my feeling. Something just feels off. What is this? It's very different today. What's wrong? Oi! Father, are you ignoring me? Turn to Mirabelle, trying to focus on her instead. Of course not, Mirabelle. What is it? Can you tell me more stories like you did yesterday? Of course. What do you want to hear? What did I even tell her yesterday? Tell me more stories about when you were young. I was young, huh? I was for a while trying to think of something. Thankfully, my memories from back when I was a child are quite clear in my head. And now, your father has a knack for picking out excellent tea leaves. Next to me, Madeline was adding another cube of sugar to her new teacup. I opened my mouth to warn her that she already added too much sugar, then decided against it. She's always liked sweet things anyway. So when your mother and I were young, we'd always come over to play, and we had this small shed that we roasted the tea leaves. Mirabelle nodded, listening to me intently. Madeline's eyes narrowed, as though she was also trying to record what I'm about to say. I looked down at my teacup. There was a solitary tea leaf swirling on the surface. I studied for a moment in fascination. One time we were playing hide and seek, and she decided to hide in the roasting hut. Madeline finally nodded slowly, like an enlightenment on her face as a long sigh escaped her lips. Fool. For me to remember and not you. This is some exponential talent. I'm not allowed to enter that place, so I never thought to look for her there. And then when it took too long to find her, I had to go find her parents too, admitting that I lost her. Everyone was scared, thinking Madeline got kidnapped or got in an accident. But guess where she was, sleeping in a huge pile of tea leaves like a baby. You know, the tea leaves are fragrant. When you're young, you tend to sleep a lot. I don't. You don't. I have to think for a moment before answering something as simple as that. I must be getting old. Look at Madeline. Something seems off about that word, and about her in particular. Still not quite sure what it is yet. As I struggle to make sense of it, Madeline raises the teapot, suddenly asking me if I want to top up my tea. I nod in gratitude, lowering my teacup so she could pour more tea for me. Mirabelle, on the other hand, is eating a slice of sugar and butter bread happily. She must have gotten it from the pantry without my noticing. She was nibbling on it like a little rabbit, slowly enjoying her carrot. I smiled in amusement. Oh, you know, sugar used to be pretty expensive around here, so whenever we made these bread buns for you, they were a special treat. Of course, things are different now that Empire Horst Memoria is in charge. The new emperor comes from the town of Memoria and thus devoted a lot of efforts to revitalizing this sleepy town. Madeline shakes her head. Now it's Emperor Julius Memoria. Horst passed away 6 years ago. Oh, seem to be bringing up old things a lot then. I frowned and tapped the side of my head, a little as a wordless explanation. Madeline smiles understandingly. Why don't you tell Mirabelle about the day of our wedding? I shook my head for a moment, trying to sort through the murky memories in my head, when a light bulb lights up above my head. A dim light bulb, but a light bulb nonetheless. Are you referring to the time we were panicking about the wedding? Mirabelle shoots Madeline a curious look. A look one that clearly says, why haven't you told me about this before? Why am I only hearing about this now? This is a tradition, you see. In our village on the wedding day, the bride will be hidden by her family. The groom then has to find the bride and bring her to the altar to complete the ceremony. I smiled, scratching my head again with sudden blankness in my mind. What happened next? Oh, right. The memory comes back to me easily. So Madeline's family hid her in a really simple place. Just behind the house, actually. Madeline shakes her head, already embarrassed about what is to come. My mother was so worried that I couldn't find her, even though her parents had reassured her many times. I actually went out to look for them, and ended up going around in a circle for hours, just missing each other. I thought she would be at the, I can't remember. No, Sauron. He thought I would hide there first, instead of going to the most obvious location. I did. Madeline looks at me and sighs before I said a little before nodding. Yes, you did. I guess I did. I reply uncertainly, feeling suddenly uncomfortable. Why can't I remember anything? About my lips, my mind has suddenly gone blank. Father, you're right. I've looked a few times, trying to clear the haze in my mind, and smile at Mirabelle reassuringly. I give her a gentle pat on the head. Okay. Aren't you hot in this costume, though? Mirabelle smiles, squeezing my hand, shaking her head. You made this for me, remember? There was such a genuinely happy smile on Mirabelle's face that my heart clenched for a second, warmth spreading across my chest. However, I once again struggled to recall this. Madeline, I'm sorry, but can you finish the story? I can't seem to... In annoyance, I smack my hand against my head. Madeline reaches out to hold my hand, still stopping me. I hate this. This game sucks. Hey. Madeline shifts her chair closer beside me. Everything is okay. I hesitate, smiling a little to reassure her. So, should I continue the story for you? Please do, Madeline. How about the story about the two of you giving me the costume later? Turn to Mirabelle, pulling her into a hug. Of course, there wasn't anything planned today. We could tell all the stories we want for today. How about you finish the story first, Madeline? Madeline's lips curve upward. Of course I can't, old fool. You being the fool you are. What about the places I would obviously not be at? I mean, why would I go to the fishery to find a bride? I suppose I am rather silly then. My laughter echoes in the room. Moments like these are the moments... Oh, it's the moments like these that I've lived and worked hard for my family my entire life. I may one day forget everything, but I know in my heart that I will never lose the feelings I have for them. We finally ran into one another, sweating and panting from all the trips around the village we made. Everyone was just laughing at us. It sounds like great fun, if only I could remember it. Madeline must be right. It must have been a silly oaf back then. I sincerely thought that I would have done something smart and whatnot. I bet my father said something cheeky. Indeed, he did. He said that we probably would not be getting a child that day, seeing how tired we were. Your grandmother was positively furious about how silly your father was. He was always the stricter one. In fact, in manner of speaking, you do resemble my mother, but father was always stricter to Mirabelle. Yes, grandfather was always strict. Grandmother always pampered me. And you know, it was actually the grandfather who told you to make me this costume. Do you remember that, Father? I stretched my chin, faint memory flooding in the back of my mind. Wait, I think I remember. Was it for the costume festival? Yes, you remember. It was really just a good guess, but she seems so happy that I can remember that I don't have the heart to tell her so. Madeline stands up and walks over to the pot to refill it, before coming back to sit beside me. An earnest audience. Well, in our family, as long as there's someone listening, the story will always be told. Everyone had a costume and I didn't. Grandmother then told you to make me one, but you didn't know how to make it. Then how did I came in eating a tomato. Did he seriously make the costume based off of what you were eating? He told me that he made it because he felt it was unique and no one else would make something like that. Well, Mother, I think he's right in saying that. But I'm sure he made it after he saw me eating it. There was this expression on his face. So why did Mirabelle start to speak in such a mature manner? I suppose it is good that she has matured. Still, part of me would like her to stay an innocent little girl who thinks that being part of the ruling imperial family is possible. Do you remember how it was when he realized that you made him a woolen sweater in winter? It was the same expression. It must be this is it, I got this expression. I smiled sheepishly, even though I still can't remember what Mirabelle is describing. This foolish man. Because I needed a prop. You made me this cow toy, modeled after Maybelle too. She holds up the toy proudly, and I smile. However, as happy as these memories and thoughts make me, for some reason they tire me out as well. Already yawning, and I've only been up for, at most, 3 hours. Try to hold back my yawn to no avail. You should go and rest, love. I try to protest, but she gives me a stern look. Caving immediately, I nod in agreement. She helps me up. Mirabelle rushes over to grab my other hand to support me. As we begin to make our way to my room, there's a loud knock at the door. Mirabelle looks at Madeline in silence. The two look at one another for a long moment. Madeline's head swirls toward the door. I should get that. I think it's just traveling peddler, dear. Go and rest. I'll handle it. That's fine, Madeline. I can handle something like this. I walk over to the door and open it. Outside the door stands an old man. He looks familiar. Extremely familiar. Hello? Oh, GamesRHard. It has been a while since I last saw you. We're getting worried, so I came to check up on you. You should at least come to Anne's new restaurant. All of us have been waiting for some time to sit down and have a good meal with you again. What happened to Parfait Fridays? Parfait Fridays? Wait. I know what this man just said should mean something to me. My brows pull together as I concentrate. It takes my brain a few moments to process his words, and it finally comes to me. You are Deputy Mayor Henderson. The man in front of me is second in command of Memoria, and a good friend as well. Where's Madeline? My. I'm no longer the farmer I used to be. Just walking here makes my back ache. I enter the house. I turn around to see Madeline and Mirabelle, holding one another, looking visibly nervous. I shake my head in confusion. Why is he asking where Madeline is? She's right there. I don't see Madeline. Mirabelle's friend gives you a strange look, as though I've gone senile. My, she doesn't seem to be here either. Where did you go, GamesRHard? I go up to stare at Madeline and Mirabelle. We're hanging their heads in shame. No! I hate it. Somehow, all of a sudden, everything seems bright and clear in my mind now. It's as though the events of the past few days is speeding through my mind. For a brief moment, countless number of emotions swell up in me. Happiness is the obvious thing that is happening. How could I be so foolish as to not even notice? Sadness at my wife's passing. However, I throw my head back and give a joyous laugh, smiling and nodding at Madeline and Mirabelle, returning back to Henderson. It's nothing. Let me make you some tea for coming all the way over here. Madeline says she had a trip to make, but she'll be back soon. Thank you. That would be much appreciated. I sit down with Henderson and talk with him for a while. It doesn't take long to convince him that Madeline is currently on a long trip in a neighboring town. He sits in the chair where Madeline was sitting just a moment ago, finishing the tea and eating the sugared bread that Mirabelle was eating earlier. The chair hasn't even moved. I'm not senile. They were there here with me. Henderson tells me about how he sold part of his land to a couple from the city, a retired healer and a merchant, but I'm barely listening. He also tells me how adorable they are, how they remind him of Madeline and I. Eventually he gets up to leave for a second cup of tea, perhaps sensing that I'm not in the mood for endless chatting. Before he leaves, I bow my head in farewell, causing him to look at me in surprise at the formal gesture before returning it. When I turn around after closing the door, I see Madeline and Mirabelle standing in front of me. Sorry, Father, we didn't mean to... It was my brilliant idea, please. I raise my hand to stop them from speaking any further. I want to cry, but I cannot find the energy for it. For once in a long time, my mind is clear, as though a ray of light is passing through the clouds, gathering in my head and dispersing them for the time being. I sweep Madeline up in a tight hug. Can you two, who have walked through the gates of heaven, tell me something then? What is it? There are tears in Madeline's eyes as Mirabelle clings to my close, sniffling. From what I have observed and learned from my parents' final days, I assume that my time will take that final step through the heavenly gates. It's just around the corner. So can you tell me? Mirabelle will tell you anything she can, Father. Get down on one knee, embracing her before releasing her and looking into her eyes. And tell me, will I find the two of you beyond the gate in heaven? Mirabelle's face finally crumbles. She starts sniffling before breaking into tears and sobbing, nodding wildly. Yeah, we'll be there. Madeline kneels down beside us, wraps her arms around the both of us. I soak in her warmth, treasuring the feeling of her embrace that I once thought I'd never feel again. It's not just waiting for you, you know. Mother, father, and your parents are there too. I see. Instead of feeling sad at the impending end, I break into a smile. This is the widest smile I've given in a long time. I see. Looks like this old man has nothing to worry about. Now, do you think I can go rest? Madeline tugs Mirabelle away from me gently. I let go reluctantly. There was a moment of silence as we look at each other. I take the opportunity to drink in their faces, trying to take in every detail and commit them to memory. I think we're close to the end, so I'm just gonna keep going. Let the sad train be done. Because it hurts. Mirabelle gives me a soft smile, one that is clearly wise beyond her years, and I choke back a sob at the thought of having to let my daughter go once again, after just barely being reunited with her. I comfort myself in the fact that I'll see them again soon, and I'll be with my family once more. There'll be the gradual glow of white around them, waiting for you. A blinding light emanates from them, and I have to squeeze my eyes shut, turning away. When I look back at the spot that they stood just a moment ago, they're no longer there. Thankfully, they did not take my clear-mindedness along with them. I remember precisely what I was planning to do. Before Henderson interrupted us, I was going to take a nap. I move over to my armchair that is kept cozy and warm by the fire that Madeline had lit earlier. I lean against the cushions and sigh in contentment. The crackling of the fireplace is all that's left in my ears. Soon even that sound fades. Darkness and silence surround me, but I feel no fear, only a mild sense of anticipation and rush of relief. I peer into the darkness, waiting. Eventually my eyes can make out a figure in the distance. No, two figures. They're beckoning to me, and I break into a sprint, more agile and energetic than I have been in years. No! Dad, what are you waiting for? You're no longer old, but you're still a fool. Wait for me. Just after them laughing. It's been a long time, all three of us... Or for a long time, all three of us laugh. Why is that all we get? I hate it. I hate this. I hate it all. I hate that I am emotional about a game. And I love the cow. It sucks. Anyway, that's it for Forgotten Not Lost. It was a good game. It was really good. It told the story very well. Everything about it was very nice. liked how they did it. And I'm gonna go be sad for a very long time. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully, I will see you later.